Good morning, good afternoon, and or evening, and welcome back to the Den and to another A Dirty Casual Tries video. This one a bit different. It's not a tier list. It's not a first gameplay with a character type of video. I am going to have some gameplay going on in the background from the previous Friday night rival stream. Love for you guys to join me. Generally starts up at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on Friday nights. We get in, we work on challenges, achievements, play with the community, and just in general try to have some fun with rivals, right? Great time. Would love to see you guys out there. But this A Dirty Casual Tries video is going to be about the lessons I learned from the series, at least thus far, right? And to kind of talk to you guys about what you might want to see with the A Dirty Casual Tries series moving forward. And we're also going to kind of be talking a little bit about Creeptober 2025. This isn't the announcement video, but you know, that'll be coming with the exact schedule and when we're looking at doing what. But am going to talk about it a little bit briefly here. Probably you'll hear me ramble a little bit about Battlefield 6. Because, you know, I mentioned that the A Dirty Casual Tries series might go to that game, but then I said I wasn't sure if I was actually going to get that game or not at launch. So that was kind of dumb. But anyways, let's get into it. Now, just to start out with the lessons I learned from the A Dirty Casual Try series, because I've already tried recording this video twice, and I never actually completed the list in either one. So, three-shot Charlie, as we saw on the last Den Time stream with Expedition 33. I'm a three-shot Charlie. Let's see if the third try works out. But the lessons I learned from the A Dirty Casual Try series, first and foremost, in future games, Marvel Rivals, it's just going to be whatever map it gives me, right? That's how the A Dirty Casual Try series has been thus far. That's how I'm going to keep it for Marvel Rivals. But in the future, I would pick the same map, so that way I'm not having to worry about map knowledge. I'm not having to worry about, oh, hey, is this a new map? Do I know this map? Is this map even good for XYZ kind of play? I would pretty much find one of the maps that kind of works out well for, you know, just like anybody kind of in general, like Ixard. The Ixard maps in Marvel Rivals to me are like the most general, and there's not too many characters that don't work well on any of the maps. You know, there's a little bit, but not really a whole lot. Those are pretty good maps for any character, right? So in the future, I would try to find a map like that, right? Just so I'm not having to fight all different kinds of other stuff at the same time as I'm trying the new character. I don't even know why I put air quotations there, but as I'm trying the new character or trying the new class, right? Classes. In the future, if I do take the A Dirty Casual Try series to another game, and I'd like to hear from you guys in the comment section down below of games maybe you'd like to see me take the A Dirty Casual Try series to. You know, that could be because you think it's going to be really painful for me and you're going to get some laughs, or hey, you know, you'd like to see somebody else try out a game you really like. Multiple classes definitely will help. Marvel Rivals has a ton of characters. They have 3 different roles, and like, was it like 10 Vanguards, 9 Strategists, and 22 Duelists at the moment? So that's a lot of heroes, right? Obviously a game with more characters or more different kinds of classes would just kind of facilitate the series, and I would kind of be hanging out in that game a little bit longer. Speaking of time, another lesson I learned from the A Dirty Casual Tries series, and I love doing the A Dirty Casual Tries videos. That was something I had a lot of fun with. I started playing Marvel Rivals at the tail end of last year and just got immediately swept up into it. And it was like, I want to make videos. I want to do this. I kind of want to do more with this game in particular. And I've had a lot of fun with the A Dirty Casual Try series. That's why I'm looking at maybe taking it to other games, right? But time-wise, I didn't expect it. Like, I knew for basically every bit of time I was working on an A Dirty Casual Tries video, or I was playing Marvel Rivals to get gameplay for the video, I knew I was taking away time from working on reviews, which is what the channel started around mainly, was reviewing games, and I was kind of going one game at a time then, and anyways, that's neither here nor there. but I didn't realize it was gonna take as much time away as it did, and I didn't realize that that time would even maybe start to bleed over into other things. So in the future, just for the sake of time, in the interest of time, I would definitely take some advice that I gave a friend, and I was following this advice, and then just stayed swept up in Rivals, and things kind of got a little away from me. And then suddenly, towards the end of the A Dirty Causal Tries series, I wasn't following my own advice, and I'm gonna have at least a couple in the chamber, right? Whatever kind of schedule I'm gonna put those out on, once a week, twice a week, I'm gonna at least have like a couple of weeks in the chamber before I start putting it out. So streams will probably be something that starts up for a new game over the videos. And speaking of live, I wanted to give something more to the people who showed up for the stream or who participated in the stream with Friday Night Rivals. So I started doing some of the Dirty Causal Tries videos there. And I would not do that in the future because, you know, looking back on it now, some of them are hidden in streams and most of them are in video format. So to someone who wasn't around for any of the Friday Night Rival streams, it's going to look like, oh, I didn't actually play with every hero. So then the tier list is going to be like, well, I never saw you play with this hero. I never saw you do a video for this hero. And I did. Wasn't technically a video, but I did do the A Dirty Causal Tries for that hero. It was just in a live stream. So in the future, I would just do them all as uploads. That way we have the complete record, the complete saga, if you will, there and ready to go. I wouldn't have some of it mixed up in streams and other of it not. That was just kind of dumb. But I wanted to give something more to the people who were there, who were showing up, who were participating. And in hindsight, I could have done something better probably if I put a little more forethought into it, or I wasn't looking for like an easy button or an easy way out, but in retrospect, it kind of seems that that's what I ended up doing, right? Just in my own opinion now, looking back on things. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Like, what did you think of the A Dirty Causal Tries series? Like, would you do it on the same map? Would you... You know, how would you change things up from what ended up happening? You know, would you do them as, like, say, maybe like all lives, or would you want them done as videos so that way you can go back and watch it either at your own convenience or just to watch it again or something? Let me know. And speaking of other games in the A Dirty Causal Tries series, like we have been, I mentioned in the Battlefield 6 beta, like impressions, reactions, you know, what I thought of it. Little brief synopsis. I mentioned that yes, I was taking the Dirty Causal Tries series there, but then later in the video I said I wasn't even sure if I was going to be getting it at launch because I'm worried about the identity of Battlefield 6, the way it felt, and a lot of the stuff that I kind of found to be negatives, like changing up the identity, changing up movement so it's more COD-like, all sorts of stuff like that. It's a lot of smaller maps. It seems that some of that's going to be reversed, and through DLC maps or expansion maps or season maps, whatever they're doing. Hope to God we don't follow COD and do that whole every season battle pass bull. Anyways, yeah, Battlefield. Not sure if I'm gonna get it at launch. I know I'm not getting it at launch, but I'm gonna be waiting to see how things kind of settle. Like, I'm gonna be getting some other people's opinions. I'm gonna be looking at people like Level Cat, Matimio. I'm gonna look at their streams, their combined podcasts. I'm gonna be looking at some other people to even see if it is a battle game they're gonna get into, because I mean, there's rumors about stuff that's going to be included that it wasn't in the beta, some of which hasn't been confirmed by DICE, some of which has. DICE saying that, you know, hey, we're going to make things more regular Battlefield-like and take out some of the more Call of Duty stuff we did and make it more like classic Battlefield. I like the sound of that, but I'm not going to get to play a beta before launch, so I'm just kind of in this whole trust me bro situation with DICE, which... Sorry, I got the window open because it feels really nice and good breeze going through the apartment, so I apologize if you heard those dogs or if you hear the cicadas. But yeah, I don't know. trust me bro situations in DICE, that just, I'm gonna be waiting to see what it's like. I'm not gonna trust DICE, especially after the last several years. Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 are games that are near and dear to my heart. I really like them both. Played a lot more Battlefield 3 than I did 4, but 6 seems like it's kind of a return to form for both of those. Kind of a hybrid of both, sitting in between them. But, I mean, I don't know. Now they're making changes that we aren't going to get to see or test for ourselves or have any kind of feel for before the game comes out, in a couple months. I don't know. I don't like that situation. But Battlefield, I would be able to do for the Dirty Casual Tries at the very minimum. I'd be able to do like a rush, a breakthrough, a squad deathmatch, conquest. I'd be able to do like a tank, a jet, a chopper, all 4 different infantry classes. So that's like at least a good, in total, I can see myself getting like, a good 10, 12 videos for the Dirty Casual Try series out of it. If they have other game modes that they include or other stuff that they put in later on, I can always double back to it, right? And it's a game that could also fill in the slot of Friday nights, say if Rivals does kind of start to fall off, or say a whole bunch of people start playing other games and then they shut Rivals down. I don't see that happening, but on the off chance that it does, right? Because it seems like it's really healthy and going really strong for right now. But on the off chance that it does, easily just turn Friday Night Rivals into Friday Night Firefight. That actually used to be a thing on the channel way back. Kind of fell off of it though, started getting more into reviews and stuff. And I mean, let me know in the comment section down below what you think Battlefield 6. You think that'd be something good you'd like to see on the channel, or not big into the whole military shooter sim thing? Let me know. But also let me know what you guys think of DICE making changes to Battlefield, like trying to move it back more to a classic 3 and 4 type of experience. Are you happy about that? Let me know if you think I'm kind of crazy about, hey, I'm kind of not happy with they're making all these changes and I'm not really going to get to test them out before the launch of the game kind of thing, right? Because movement mechanics and whatnot, that's going to be something that can drastically change the feel of a game. Would you want to try those out before launch? Let me know in the comment section down below. Now, Creeptober, this is a time you don't really see videos come out for me. I mainly play horror games, right? And I don't have the official schedule and what we're going for and what we're going through and whatnot nailed down, but so far what is floating around in my head is playing through Evil West. It's a Western era style. You gotta hunt down demons and the forces of evil with your revolvers and your long rifles on horseback and whatnot, and they have this brutal melee system that they incorporate into it too that gets kind of like Doomish levels of gore, you know what I mean? So that could be something to play through. It's kind of horror, kind of creepy, fighting monsters in the West. It's a really, I don't know, a lot of great games that are like that. Phasmophobia is another thing I'm looking at tooling around. I know at least 1 or 2 people that would be able to join in on a regular basis, and I mean, that's a game that might actually be able to scare me. Looking at maybe trying to get through Five Nights at Freddy's again. Maybe Friday Night Freddy's every Friday night, making that like one really good college try attempt at getting through. I haven't ever gotten through Night 5. Gotten close. At least I want to say it was close. I don't know how close it was, but I haven't actually ever gotten through it. Right? So, and that one actually jump scares me. I don't scream high pitched or nothing, but it gets me. Not gonna lie, I'm a grown-ass man. But yes, got some other games. There's been several things that are looking at coming out around that time or are already out. There's been a lot of games that have been given away free through Epic. They give like one game a week away for free. There's been a lot of free games I've gotten through Amazon Prime Gaming on GOG and Epic. So there might be even more options. Last year I was going to look at trying to get through or play some Lethal Company, but the people I was going to be playing with kind of bailed out at the last minute. So that ended up not being able to go through, but I did play all the way through Alice Madness Returns, which was voted on by the community. So do let me know what you guys want to see for Creeptober, right? Ideas not set in stone. Ideas are Evil West, Five Nights at Freddy's, and Phasmophobia. So is there anything else you think I should try throwing in there? Is there anything you think maybe I should swap out for something else? Or let me know. Let me know if there's like, a good horror creepy game you play. And maybe it's something we can get into together during Creeptober. Last year I checked out way more things than I did the year before, but there was like multiple demos or small things that were like one day that I checked out. So do look at the playlists and you can see stuff I've checked out before. I'd like to wait till at least the 5th annual to start repeating stuff, but who knows? Just let me know in those comment sections down below. And something else that Creeptober usually brings around. Earlier this year, I kind of changed up on the fly the format of things I was doing to accommodate being able to do the Marvel Rivals videos more easily, and I got swept up in that, started doing Friday Night Rivals. So I kind of made that change on the fly. But October every year, because I'm mainly just doing the horror games for Creeptober, I also use that as kind of like a month where I can kind of look back on what I've been doing for the last year in terms of the stream, video content, etc. And I kind of reassess what I'm doing, reevaluate things. And if there's like a format if there's a change to the format, or if there's going to be a change to my release schedule, it usually kind of starts in November after Creeptober. That's, because I'm looking at things and kind of reassessing where I want to see things go. And I definitely know I want to get back to more reviews. I was getting more reviews out more regularly before I got swept up in Marvel Rivals, and I kind of want to get back to that. Not saying I'm going to end Friday Night Rivals or anything, but now that I've played through the entire roster of heroes, I don't really have a Dirty Casual Tries videos to do for it, outside of when they release new heroes, which I'm going to be looking forward to those. But, yeah. So after October, if there's a change to like something on the channel, or there's a change to the release schedule or whatnot, don't be surprised. That's usually the time of year it happens, and it's usually around this time of the year that I'm doing a video like this. Now, the actual announcement for Creeptober will be coming out in September. It'll be coming out in the back half of September, like the last 2 weeks or so. Usually I try to land it around the middle, but the person I usually coordinate with on doing the thumbnail and the stuff, that you would see on stream for Creeptober, I am a little late this year getting with her to try to start working things out. So usually where it falls with like in the middle 2 weeks of September, I would anticipate the back 2 weeks of September this year. And that'll have the schedule, what days, what games. So make sure to let me know, before the last couple of weeks of September, what we're going to be looking at in terms of games. If there's anything you guys want to see in there, if there's something that you're going to be playing that's creepy and horror-like, and hey, we can play together, let me know. But yeah, this kind of rambling on a little bit longer than I meant to. I didn't mean for this to be 20 minutes, but thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here for this kind of lessons learned from the A Dirty Casual Try series, and kind of what we're looking at doing with it moving forward. And let me know what games you want to see for that. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Battlefield 6 changes and whatnot before the upcoming release, and if you think that would be a good game for the A Dirty Casual Try series. But most importantly, have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm not going to ask for a like, share, and subscribe on this one because it was mainly just a channel update thing and wasn't really actual content, but do subscribe so you don't miss those streams and more videos, and of course Creeptober. Thanks, guys.